told your friend you're not okay? And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too.
De-air a lot.
Thing is, I'll wear the slippers.
Without further ado, let's crack on.
Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's Sam and Tony again. How long's that been?
Too long.
Thing is, I'll wear the slippers.
No slippers
No.
and no BLT, Sam.
No.
We need his trousers on. I'll do that.
They're kind of slippers.
Ish.
So obviously you remember Sam and Tony being in quite a few videos. The main thing we did together was the Midas, really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was quite cool. And a lot of people actually asking for Midas back on the channel, so maybe Sam can bring it one day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One day
so
soon.
take that out soon. We did see it kind of at Wheels Land, I know, but it tapped out.
Oh.
Had a bit of a fault, didn't it?
No, it's
It's
what it is.
an old car, isn't it? But today we're kind of getting together and making a bit of a plan on the 89 Mini for Mrs S because it's time to get a booth sorted.
Yeah. So without further ado, let's crack on.
Let's get into it. Right, so this Mini is obviously owned by Mrs S. It's had, I think it's probably easier to tell you what panels it hasn't had. We didn't do the doors, someone skinned them. That quarter has had a load of repairs, but not the top. Back panel's new, so everything down is new. Whole bottom's new, all the front's new. Roof is original-ish.
Yeah, pretty much.
Everything else, all the other side of the car is brand new, and it's easier. It's actually generally easier to say what it hasn't had than what it has.
Yeah, it's just when things try to get into paint now, so let's can start rebuilding it and doing a thing with it.
We want to run through basically with you guys, because some people said, oh, where's this going? Or we put it on proper back burner. No, we're not. We obviously got the Mayfair the other side of the screen there. But this one, it is the year. It needs to be painted, it needs to be out, it needs to be used, it needs to be enjoyed. We want to swap cars around a little bit. I want to take the sidewalk off the road and things like that. So Sam and Tony are quite good at bodywork as well. We all kind of do this just as a hobby. It's not like we're doing it as professionals, but we've done the Midas for Sam when he buggered off on holiday.
Yeah.
So we did the Midas. You both of you, which we might take a look at in this video or maybe include a separate video, they've both done their own cars at home.
On the sly.
On the sly, yeah. They're both like, they went on like grid, like absolute radio silence, and then both appeared with painted cars at home. So it's, so we've got two painted cars outside that are really nice, so we can take a quick look at them. But basically with this car, the idea has always been gloss black roof, which and they're really nice gloss blacks. B&W do a really nice deep gloss black.
Yeah, depends on
bronze. Yeah, we could do the bronze slightly. Yeah. I don't know. Mrs S is the other side of the screen. No, she doesn't like it. Doesn't want that. Black roof, black arches, night fire red is the kind of the aim. But we're just running through some ideas, so we thought we'd just bring the camera along and run through them ideas together. So let's get into what the car needs to be done to get it to primer and the processes we want to do. Right, so the body of the car. We did just 240 the whole thing, aren't we?
Yeah, I think first of all, what we're going to do is just de-air a lot. I mean, ideally we want a clean zone, get most of the dirt out of the way as we can, so maybe go for some 240s.
240s.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you look here, like we've noticed this is a repair that's been done, but the paint's very, very thick, isn't it? So we need to try and just get the worst of that off.
It's like around here as well, because this is a new panel, and when you're coming up here, you might as well just get rid of all this paint because it's all like chips.
Yeah, it's kind of pitted as well and had many repairs. And
yeah, so I think because the paint's thick, just get rid of it, take it back to burn metal.
See what's there, can't you?
Yeah. See what's behind it, basically. And it's like that in a few places as well, especially.
On the back of the roof.
Yeah, where else did we see it? It was down here, wasn't it?
It's here, isn't it?
Yeah.
See, I'd probably won't show on camera, but it's really thick.
Oh yeah, you can see it perfectly on camera. Yeah, it's layers and layers of paint. I mean, we chuck on layers of paint, but we want to chuck on our layers of paint and not all the other rubbish that's underneath it. So obviously this car was flame red before, so we don't know how many layers of night fires on it. No. From remembering when me and Mrs S first got together, we used to take the jet wash in the winter to get the salt off it, and he used to jet wash all the paint off it, and you can see primer. I don't think there's much base coat on it. No, definitely isn't a lot of lacquer on it, because it never had a major shine. So Yeah.
The cheap MOT spraying job for make it look nice.
I think there's many receipts for it. It had a front end, it had accident damage, and then it got hit again after its accident damage.
Yeah.
So I think the front end that's on the car now is its second or third front end. The doors aren't original to the car. The boots, obviously, we've modified, well, not modified, but bought an older boot. But yeah, the colour was that originally, and you kind of seen it. It's just a lovely. I mean, to be fair, it is a nice colour, flame red, isn't it?
Yeah, it is when it's polished up. I like it.
But it's not what we want for this. We want the dark red, we want the black roof, and kind of what we were just talking. This is the other thing Sam's just brought up. So basically, we want to work out what the car needs. So Tony said 240 the whole car, but then we're like, what needs to be fixed to it? What holes need to be drilled? We thought of everything, didn't we?
Yeah.
And then you thought of one that we did forget about.
It's getting everything ready before, because the last thing you want to do is drill holes in fresh paint.
Yeah.
And from experience, like, that's Mrs. S what she wants. She doesn't know yet.
No.
Obviously,
So
before paint.
you've obviously got this with a drop down bracket that's there, and yeah, Sam made a point like if we're gonna have a lamp there, but yeah, you made a valid point, didn't you? Of like, shall we put?
And it's not just getting a badge; it's then getting a spacing, like, because
Yes.
obviously you go off. Like when I fitted mine on Firecar,
Yeah.
obviously you got it's the height. What was
height away from the lock, isn't it?
What was it like originally?
Yeah.
It's not only that; it's then what looks best, because what might look originally in the 60s might not look best because you.
Other stuff going on.
Design point of view,
Yeah.
a lamp there. You want a lamp in line with the number plate.
Centre of the
ideally.
plate, yeah.
And obviously then you've got that space. Now do you do it offset so it's like slightly up, or do you do it in
Yeah.
so it's
Yeah,
even
so we need to
out,
play.
and
We could play that out of maybe masking tape, couldn't we?
yeah,
And just kind of
and
work it out.
That's your choice. That isn't
Yeah.
anybody else's. But it's better off doing that now
Yeah.
than.
So going off that, obviously we've got holes to drill. Tony's gone on about the 240, the whole car. Then we've got things to knock back, like this is the repairs I've done. It's just been seam welded, and I never bothered grinding it back properly because we've got to do it all, aren't we? So it's quite.
There's quite a few things like that though, but I think the main thing is if we can get it all flatted back.
Yeah.
You can see what's.
Get a coat of epoxy primer on it. That
Yeah.
will highlight any like major areas that need some attention.
Yeah. And we got a really nice.
We have got some paint under that filler then as well, and it's not going on to burn.
Yeah. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, Mini rust.
Yeah.
And if this car one day will probably rust again, but let's try to keep that at bay. Yeah. So yeah, that's a good idea, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've done it with the underneath. That's a bare metal epoxy colour, well, stone chip colour and lacquer. So it's kind of the same with this, just about the stone chip stage, really, then, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
And shitload more lacquer.
Like, you can do all the prep in the road, but as soon as you put primer on it,
Yeah.
or even like base coat,
Yeah.
that's when you see.
Yeah, so you're both right really. By putting the epoxy on, we highlight all the little niggles that I've done. Because the car it's not prepped at all, this car. It's literally been covered up every time I've done a repair, a bit of primer on it. Beauty of this car, there's no pattern panels. So one thing I've massively noticed is they love the micro mist underneath, so to try and get that E-coating off. But the E-coating on these panels seems to be pretty good. So we've got the potential drilling to do on the boot. Well, there is one hole to drill, and Sam likes a bit of drilling holes, don't you?
Ish.
So basically from the outside then, work on the back doors forward.
You always talk about that.
Tony's got excited now.
You notice how it's gone quiet?
What's worse now?
Stage fright. So yeah, from the back we got at least one hole to drill on the back boot, the back door, the boot.
You know, so we've got bumpers on.
Bumpers to fit. Hopefully no major drillings to do there, but that one, and fog light to line up. Here, you guys want to grab an arch? An arch. So we've got these arches. That's a rear one for that side. And that's a front one.
There you go, that's the rear.
Yeah, should we do this?
That's a rear, yeah.
You don't need that, don't we?
Yeah, grab a front one as well. That one.
Yeah.
So arches are group 2s, I think. We don't know. I think they are, aren't they? Sam's got these.
These are like the Huddersfield style ones.
Yeah, I think that's where
Basically a mini special arch.
Yeah.
They've been molded, so they have the same hole pattern.
Yeah, so they've got like a lip on them, haven't they, there?
But the beauty about these unlike special ones, as you know, is a single skin.
Yeah.
So you can run lower and you can rub through.
Sam likes low, don't you?
Yeah, because where my chrome arch trim is, there's a big hole under there. And where it bubs through.
So the idea is with these, is we want to drill the holes for these and mock up. But like Sam did bring up a comment there, like you can see that. So we don't know the height of this car yet. It's going to be relatively standard, but obviously we have absolutely no engine, barely any suspension in it.
For me now, you get the bumper on.
And then space that off there.
But then obviously you can change the height of like as it goes up and down, and you want it you want it symmetrical.
Yeah, and kind of in the middle of that seam, so the seam strip can
And obviously you've got no weight in the end of the front, and obviously because you're probably going to have, I don't know what tyre bite you're going to have, but you're probably going to change your caster, so effectively your front wheel can move forward and back.
Yeah.
So ideally you want your wheels just caster as much caster as you can, which means it's forward, but then you don't want the wheel not symmetrical on the arch.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying with that. And then we're saying with Tony at the back, so this one wraps around the back. So folds around there and comes right round on the bumper. So we're not trying to teach you to suck eggs, but obviously we want to just work this out so it fits nicest, get the holes drilled. Should we do this at like epoxy stage then? Like get the car in epoxy, then drill the holes, or should we drill all the holes, then epoxy it, so all the epoxy goes into there?
Well, a little bit more primer going on top of the epoxy as well, because you'll have your high
Yeah, because we're going to high build it, aren't we?
Yeah, so it won't matter too much.
So it's just a stage that needs to be done then, really, isn't it?
Yeah. You just don't want to be drilling through fresh paint, basically.
Well, the thing about that is I wouldn't rush it.
No, we're going to...
I spent a full Saturday doing the arches and grill holes.
So we basically, moving forward, we're going to have a session kind of DAEing the whole car down, and then I think we need a session dry building the car.
Yeah.
Just a day on it to dry build it, get the look for it, send the pictures to Mrs. S, or she might be here with us. Approval and then crack on.
And then also when you dry build it, that's when you can start messing on the gaps.
Yeah. So Sam made a point here, and some of you have probably noticed, this door here is incredibly tight. It always has been. I've made a little bit of relief here, and it's okay, but it needs a bit of filler in. But the line's quite uniform. But here, it's fine, then kicks out. But this door's been skinned by someone else. So, I mean, there is a company that skins doors, and I've known problems where the doors are skinned off the car. Do you know what I mean? I've seen it. Well, and then they need to fit the car, don't they?
Well, I had mine where a company who does door skins, there's the only thing on H7 that we didn't do.
Yeah.
Got someone else to do. I know from the Magnum.
Yeah.
They weren't painted on the inside.
No.
They think they're primed over the E-coat or the Magnum E-coat.
Yeah.
And then that caused all the blistering.
Yeah. So, and I think that's potentially probably up to have another blistering here. There's a slight blistering in the paint. You can't see it really on camera. But you can just see a nice metallic in it though.
Yeah, I think we're taking these straight back to burn.
Yeah, I think just DA these back completely.
Mike's now might be able to fix it within there, you know, a bit of...
Yeah. To be fair, it looks like he could do a little bit of a twist.
Can you do that action again, Tony? So yeah, and then the bonnet's exactly the same. That's got a bit of micro blistering and stuff in it, but the bonnet's solid. It's absolutely mint. We're not losing this lip because we're running the normal grille for what the car would have had. Spotlights, not having any of them. So really, the holes we got to drill then are the arches you guys are holding, both sides. Reverse lamp, fog lamp, bumpers on, indicator. That's all done, isn't it?
You probably just have to tweak the bumper holes.
And tweak the bumper holes, yes, on the front, yeah. And then it's panel gaps, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
So maybe we could have a day dry building panel gaps and then get it in epoxy.
Yeah.
And get cracking.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Once in epoxy, then it's fill the stage, rub that back, and then we're on dry build then.
Yeah, and then we can get some lovely colour. So, yeah, night fire red it is.
There we go. Don't tell us it.
But you need to make sure we've got the Crocs. That's the
Yeah, we're going to have to buy workshop Crocs, aren't we? So, yeah, obviously, this is just a quick run around on the video. We want to put you back into those plans. We're not leaving this car. We do want to get it done. So, if you guys are happy to help, which you sound like you are, so I can supply tea and biscuits, and you can listen to some dreadful music, obviously off camera. And
we need a pen booth first off.
But we're going to do a booth. So, what we're going to do is obviously we've got workshop videos and stuff up, but we're going to try and get this into kind of a makeshift booth. So we've kind of got some ideas that obviously I don't own this building, so I'm not going to spend a load of money on it. But we kind of got a kind of cost-effective, cheap ways of doing it, haven't we? I have actually found, or actually thanks to Matt, I've got a heater. So we can heat that area once we've closed it off.
Because you could have put it on now, it's freezing.
Bloody moaning, eh? But yeah, so what we're going to do is do the booth. So next video on this car, I think, is just a dry build.
Yeah.
Get everything on it, get all the holes drilled. In the meantime, we can be getting the booth done, hopefully. Because we've got to get down to Minimine to get some parts. While we're on the subject of Minimine, you guys already use them, which is excellent. Obviously, there is a discount code. It's on the screen now, and someone's at my door. There's a discount code on the screen now for 10% off when you spend £15 or more. So please go and check them out. Everything is down there. And also, we have Frost, who we might get some bits. We might need some bits of painting, sanding stuff maybe. So yeah, Frost has a discount code as well, which if we do use any products, obviously we show you and stuff like that. The only stuff I've used from Frost so far is like the well-through paint and stuff like that, which has been excellent for this, but obviously we're now getting onto the big boy stage and stuff, aren't we? Where
Big boy.
where the car, where it actually looks big boy. Sam likes that. Where we're actually going to start, making it actually look like a car and finish and out the door.
Gone. More room. Time for the next project.
Yes, please tell you those. Right. And what we're going to do, Sam?
You're gonna like, you're gonna share, and you're just gonna subscribe to Simpsons Classics.